Peter Tabichi from Kenya.
I just want to have a positive impact, not only in my country, even the whole of Africa. Caring for people is in my heart. We need peace in our communities. We need peace in our world. To be a great teacher, you have to do more and talk less.
For me, I took it more seriously in that I was able to integrate it into the normal classroom teaching. I was working so hard to deliver, my task and all whatever responsibilities and duties I was given. My role as a classroom teacher teaching mathematics and physics, but at the same time, I was also integrating those activities into the ordinary. I was working hard to ensure that students are able to design low-cost kind of learning resources, innovative, which seeks to address local challenges that the local society face. So you just guide them, you mentor them, because at times they don't know. Exactly, that's what I was doing as a patron. I was doing my best to mentor them, and they were able to see the connection between the science club, the activities, all that happens in the science club, and what they learn in class in physics and mathematics. So most of the projects were just around there, and then there were also those projects and other solutions which were from other subjects, because I was working closely with other teachers.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yemi, and you're welcome to Africa Projects. This time around, it is another session to have an amazing person for the African Luminary of the Month. And here we have an amazing person from the land of Kenya, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy this edition also. If this is the first time you are joining us on these episodes, please try and subscribe and wait to hear the amazing things this great man has done. His name is Peter Tabichi, and he's going to introduce himself. Hi, Peter, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So, thank you for coming around. So, for us to kickstart, I would just like you to let us know who Peter is. Beyond all the awards, beyond all the headlines, who is Peter Tabichi?
Okay, wonderful. Peter Tabichi is my name, an educator, a teacher, and the recipient of the Global Teacher Prize 2019. Taught for many years, more than 15 years, teaching science and mathematics in high school, but then also teaching other educational levels, primary, but my area of focus is high school. And I'm someone who has a lot of passion in education, making education better, so that our learners can have a better education to build their future, so that we can have better citizens, a better world. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm also besides the news and you said the headlines. And currently I'm working on I have my own foundation, Peter Tabichi Foundation, which seeks to support the teachers, empower teachers, because I feel like teachers are it's like they're the core actors. They're the main actors who implement all the reforms, all the, whatever the policies. They are on the field, on the ground, making sure that it's done. So we support teachers, and currently that's what my focus, my main focus, that's where it is. And at the same time, I try to use my awards and recognitions or the accolades that I've received to make the world a better place to live in, and looking forward to partnering with the other stakeholders who are also working on the same mission of making education more of high quality, better, so that you can improve the learning outcomes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you are from Kenya, which states and which community and all of that. So you can also let us know where you are from.
Oh yes, I was born in northwestern part of Kenya, a place called Kisii. That's where I was born. But then when I grew up, I traveled all the way to Rift Valley, a place called Nakuru, to receive my education in the college, in the university. So I did education as my course. And then after graduating, I still remain in the same area to work, as a teacher. And so from that time, I've been basically been teaching and in the classroom as a classroom teacher. But then in a number of schools, I've taught in Nakuru, I've taught about 2 schools. But then it's not just about the classroom work, besides my job description to teach, maths and physics. I try to go beyond that because I believe that students need much more than just the theory, the textbook kind of theory and knowledge. In order to give them, yes.
Yeah. Looking at that, so I wanted to ask, what motivated you to become a teacher? Especially in the places where there are a lot of challenges like that. What gave you that idea to become a teacher?
There are many things that came into play that contributed to my decision to become a teacher. One of them is the fact that I come from a family of teachers. My own father was a teacher, and also some of the family members. So growing up in such an environment, is just natural that I was influenced in a way, just like I've also seen in other families. But then as I was growing up, that was transformed the way I was looking at education, in that it was more of like renewed, to see it like as a way of empowering the community through the children. Because myself, I was a student, and I know the challenges that what I was facing, and I felt like if I become a teacher, I'll have more impact. I'll be able to give my best. So I developed that passion to teach. Even when I was a student, I used to teach my own colleague, my own, friends and students. Those who are struggling, and they could all approach me, and that made me feel like I can make a good teacher. But I wasn't 100% sure, because you always want to become an engineer. Actually, at one point I wanted to become like an engineer or mechanic, but then I felt like being a mechanic, it doesn't give me that full satisfaction, because I wanted to make a broader impact, a bigger impact in the society. And by so becoming a teacher, it was something that gave me that space to give back and do exactly what was I felt like it was more fulfilling, and give better And exactly. So by the time when I became a teacher, I think I could feel it that I'm at the right place, even if maybe from other professions, at times they kind of make fun of you that, teachers are like, they are less professional, something of the sort. But then to me, I was seeing something better, because I felt like I'm in a kind of a profession that is going to help me make my contribution, in as much as also they are also making contribution in different professions, because there's no profession you can say is more important than the other. So you're just working towards the same. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I did.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to write on that statement you made about contributions, your contribution to the educational system, right? So talking about contribution, the popular thing, one of the popular things that you are known for is that you give generously. So, and it's been said that you give, I know you are still doing that, about 80% of your revenue, your salary, you give back to the students. And that alone, I wanted to ask, what shaped your that kind of generosity in you and that sacrifice? I remember that you said that, of course, you come from the family of teachers and all of that. But what gave you that drive to give back generously and sacrificially?
Yeah, the same way my decision to become a teacher and my passion for teaching was shaped by my family, is also the same way as this aspect of giving back and more of like being generous was also shaped by my family. My father, to be more specific, who is still very generous, and I could not understand when I was young, but then when I was growing up, I came to understand exactly what he was doing. So it's something that I came to embrace. I thought it's something great. And it's more of like, at times people tell me, my friends and family, they tell me that I inherited that. But then I think, even if they say that I inherited that kind of, that kind of way of giving back, it was something I came to own myself. I came to embrace. I came to feel like it's something that is more important. It's good to have compassion in the society. There are so many needy people in the society who need the support, but they cannot get it. And there are those ones who have, but there are very few. So it's more of like, how do we ensure that there's equality in the society? So it's something I came to embrace myself, despite the fact that I was brought up in such a family, influenced by my family. And when I started doing it, I felt like it was great. And it's so fulfilling. It was making me even get more. At times you do this, and then the following after a year, I don't worry about where is this, my needs, how are they going to be met. But when I do it, after a few months, I get something, I don't know where it comes from nowhere. I feel like it was working so well that my needs are met. I don't have to worry about my needs. And at the same time, when I do this, it's more of like fulfilling. You miss that satisfaction and fulfillment. So basically, that's what informed that, and having strong conviction that I'm working towards making the world a better place, even if I don't have millions and billions and trillions. Just the little I have, that's what I was using. Teaching in remote area with the littles. I'm very sure you know what teachers and so you can use the little you have. It's not just about owning. It's not about the resources. It's not about having so much. You can use the little you have to make great changes. Exactly, that's what I was using. My own students, they joined that school with the low entry test course. But then we work together, to make them believe that they can achieve, they can go to higher grades, higher heights if they, we work together, and if they use what's within their environment. The most important thing is if there's that commitment and belief and working towards a common goal. Exactly, that's what worked, and the students were doing great works. They were doing marvelous works, and which inspired people locally and even nationally, and actually even internationally. So just by more of that act of working together, being dedicated, it's more to do with the leadership and having the passion and believing the students, and then believe the students also believing. When you believe in them, when you have confidence in the students or the community, they'll also see that you have it. There's that, you are working towards something. So they'll join you and you work together, and you'll be able to achieve so much. And being willing to work with other people, I was able to work with my fellow teachers, the school administration, the local community, and the local leaders, local authorities. They were all very supportive because they feel like there's a vision. So when there's a vision, when there's passion, when there is commitment, when there is you want to make the best of what is here, you achieve so much. Exactly, that's what I leveraged on, and we were able to achieve so much. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Well done. Well done. So I wanted to ask again, you were able to step on that line, but I want to ask, how was your faith as a Franciscan friar? How was it able to influence your daily work? How was your faith? What role did your faith play in all of this? And the value that you have as a Franciscan friar.
Yeah, that's very important. I can say that even the children, what the kind of education we give them, we have to be very careful. We have to be very intentional what we are exposing them to. So much of what I do, I think, was more influenced and shaped by my background, my family, and all of that. Even my faith, I can say that all of that has been shaped by my family. I come from a family of strong Christians and all of that. I can say basically that's where the foundation was set right from when I was born. I was just born and then found myself, this is what my family is doing. So I had no option other than to comply, and just, when you are young, you just innocent, you follow. And that's what they were leading me. They were guiding me to follow that. And then later on, when I became an adult, it's something I came to embrace. I feel like it's working so well. They are doing great work. So by the time when I became a teacher, I'd already embraced those values and embraced all those values, and learned, what it means to be channelers, to give back, and what it means to be a good Christian, what it means to really to be hands-on in terms of what you profess and what you believe in. How do you put that in action and ensuring that the society is a better place? I think that shaped me, my faith, right from my family and back into the way I myself took initiative to expand it better. It's something I'm not saying that I'm already there, but I've achieved so much, or I'm at the top. It's something every time I'm trying to work, trying to renew, to strengthen my faith and make it better, to help me make the world a better place. But I think that's so important in that it's helping me to even move, get closer to the society, and more of work together. And it's a great thing to do, and I'm very sure when I teach in my classrooms, it's something I really champion in terms of ensuring that we don't just teach knowledge, but we also teach about values. So to me, it's something which has more of transformed me, and it's something which has enabled me to be where I am. Yeah.
So talking about some of the things you do in classroom, I wanted to ask again that what are the value? I mean, what are the innovative and creative methods that you use in teaching sciences, even to your students?
Oh, wonderful. So maybe back to the story I told you that I was been teaching in a remote setting, rural settings, where resources are scarce and where it's more of like they tend to have low self-esteem because of, it's like nothing much can be achieved, because you can imagine of the social inequalities. We have those students who are at higher, those top schools, maybe international schools, those academies, private, and those from rich families. And then we have those who are at the bottom of the bar, in that they are not, they don't have access to the same kind of privileges. So my students were from such kind of rural settings, remote settings, but despite that, we're able to work with them together, my colleague teachers, to see and believe that they can achieve, regardless of what they are facing, they cannot be able to achieve much. And what I did was to use the clubs, societies, and movements. I hope you know what I mean. Besides just when you have become a teacher, you also given other responsibilities, whereby you become a patron of this club or this society or something like that. It's something I was very keen on, because I knew that's where there's a choice, that's where the real thing is, even if it's more of like considered to be other businesses, other activities. But for me, I took it more seriously, in that I was able to integrate it into the normal classroom teaching. I was working so hard to deliver my task and all whatever responsibilities and duties I was given, my role as a classroom teacher teaching mathematics and physics. But at the same time, I was also integrating those activities into the ordinary, into that. And when I became a patron of Science Club, I was working hard to ensure that students are able to design low-cost kind of learning resources, innovative, which seeks to address local challenges that the local society face. So you just guide them, you mentor them, because at times they don't know. Exactly, that's what I was doing as a patron. I was doing my best to mentor them, and they were able to see the connection between the science club, the activities, all that happens in the science club, and what they learn in class in physics and mathematics. So most of the projects were just around there, but then there are also those projects and other solutions which were from other subjects, because I was working closely with other teachers. And not only just science club, but we're also having other initiatives like this club, because I know that the students need to be supported, where they come from could be like they face so many challenges. Some of them come from broken families, where there's like domestic fights and violence and all of that, and some have some personal issues and all of that. So to address that, bring them together, to unite them together, I thought that this club is a great way of, like, they share what they're facing, and then they do things like singing together, artwork like drawing, tree planting, or something, at least, when something to make them, work together. So when I saw them that they're working together, it was a great way of really, shaping the, expanding the value system in them. They were able to embrace the fact that they need to work together, they need to collaborate, they need to respect each other, because when you are working as a team, you have to respect each other. They need to, because some come from different cultural backgrounds and tribes. In Kenya, we have more than 42 tribes. So when they're working together, that helps a lot to kind of think of how best to bring them together to preach and, address all those differences, which some of them are an influence from the society where they come from. So those clubs in general, I can say that the clubs, the science club, the STEM club, not only maths and physics, but also this club, the talent nurturing clubs. So that helped me a lot to really give them the best and more of like holistic kind of education that they needed, that's not only based on the knowledge, but also what they need that will help them become better citizens and people who can fit into society. And I've seen the students really becoming great people who are even currently calling me, whenever they want to call, and it's something that they really appreciate. They acknowledge that they received knowledge, yes, they got good grades, yes, but they also got something more important, which is making them even to be where they are. Actually, some of them are in the very good places where they are working and doing so well.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I mean, you've shared a lot of things, and some of the things you mentioned were what I want to pick on right now. Okay, you spoke about how you were able to make sure that what they are learning in class is being translated to what happened in real life. Some of them comes from a place where there are a lot of violence, a lot of things, the club and all of those things makes them to know, for you to teach them teamwork, all of those values are imputed in them. Yeah. So I want to ask, is there any project that you can share with us in specific, any project that you have done, or maybe a student that you did something for, and that's the outcome moved you so deeply, and you are able to see like, wow, so a lot of things can happen beyond the challenges that comes from where they are. Are there specific project that you can just share one of them with us, or maybe a student story?
Okay, there's quite a number of them, but I can, because you have just said one, I can just pick one and maybe to use that as a case of that. So in the year 2017, just before I won the Global Teacher Prize, I didn't know that one time I'll be able to win all of that. It's something I was doing natural, just something I was not doing it just for the sake, or it's something I just doing out of passion, and a lot of something doing something because it's something I love doing. So we had two students who came up with an innovation that seeks to address one of the local challenges the local community was facing, and that was on producing electricity from local plant life. I think this chemistry, you might have an idea about where this electrochemistry, you have like maybe based on, like, you must have seen something where you have an acid, you have like orange juice, I don't know, lemon acidity, and then you have some sort of you have some metals here, and then you have wires, the bulb lights. So they were using that kind of concept. That's basically physics and a bit of chemistry from electrochemistry and the physics in part to do with the electricity and energy. So they use that knowledge to do that, produce electricity from plant life juices. One of the local plants there, which was able to produce a good amount of acid. So they did that, and it was working. It was able to produce quite a good amount of voltage and all of that, which could even light the bulbs that would light the entire room and all of that. And that could be sustained for like 10 minutes. For more than 10 minutes. After that, I think there's some effects. The chemistry teachers can explain to you better that it stops after a short time. So it's something that they learned. They were not really after the actual thing, but it's something they were more like applying what they have learned in class. And myself, I was acting as a mentor because I teach physics, and also working with other teachers like chemistry. I don't teach chemistry, but I was able to work with other teachers. And the students went on to win in the local competition within Nakuru. but then they didn't know that they can even go beyond that. So all the time I was more of like encouraging them, motivating them. You can even pit these schools from, you know, these international schools or these private schools, good things that the schools that you think are like giants, you know, they are like giants. So after encouraging them, I think they were able to work hard, and they went on to win even at the national level. I think it was so interesting back in the year 2017, something that was captured in the local media, newspapers and all of that, and the TV stations, because the innovation was so nice, exciting, looking nice, and they were very, they were really making a very nice presentation, because I prepared them. Besides just the knowledge, I knew that they also needed the communication, the presentation skills. So they were able to learn so much, just not only the creativity part of it, but also the communication part of it, and these other skills, you know, which are so important, you know, the current, you know, you young people need to embrace. And then they went on to proceed all the way to the international. And so they were privileged to make a presentation at the international level. So they traveled all the way to the US to make a presentation, of which they did so well. And that gave them a chance. I think when they got there, I think they met people and well-wishers and who later on, when they finished the school, able to sponsor them for their universities. Of course, they did so well. They did so well in their academic work. Actually, like, they were like those students in top schools, but yeah, they are from very humble school. But that you know, by believing in themselves, and that motivated them even further to work hard, even in class. Remember, when they were joining, they didn't have that belief and confidence in themselves. But when they saw that they are winning beyond their local level, that motivated them to start even working hard academically. And that's why I'm saying that they did so well academically, something that made them even qualify to join universities and colleges in the abroad. Actually, we have two of them who recently graduated from university in the United States, and they are now working there. And of course, they might later on they may want to come back and just improve their societies back in Kenya. So that's one of the examples I can pick and maybe talk about on how when you believe in students and much and what can be achieved. Yeah.
And that's very fantastic. Thank you so much for the good work you are doing. It's a lot, and you know, the whole thing that happened, I believe that in some of these things there could be a time or a season where things look difficult, things look challenging, and you know, probably there are no resources for you to push further beyond what you wanted to do. How do you manage all of this situation? How do you manage those difficult times?
Yeah, so to answer that, I think the most important thing is to have confidence that you will be able to have that belief and trust that you'll be able to achieve it. To me, I think I go back to it and look at what motivated me from the beginning. At times you may have all the challenges, you know, you feel like what I'm doing is not okay, it's not good, it's not fit, you know, it's not the right thing. But now when you reflect, like, what is this motivated you to start? What is the goal? What is that vision? What is the long-term objective? So I think to me, that's all the time it gives me track, and all the time it reminds me even to work hard, that despite the challenges, I have to keep fighting, I have to keep moving, I have to engage the right people. So that means you have to know how to engage the right people, be ready to work with others. And exactly that's what I've been working with, getting mentorship and more consulting the people who are in the law, who know better than myself, because I don't want to say that I know everything. So all the time I have to consult and work with other people, and that helps me even to move to move higher. At the same time, I can also say that you have to be creative. I'm someone who believe that we are creative. All of us are creative, naturally creative. It's not just some selective people. It's only that you need to bring it out, take your time, reflect, and then think of what is this challenge, what is the problem, and what's the best way to solve it. Every problem has a solution. There is no single problem that doesn't have a solution. It's only that the difference between a problem and the solution is that we have not taken time. We have not taken time to reflect. We have not used the right ways. We have not engaged with people. We have not consulted. We don't have the confidence, what I've just mentioned, that having that determination that you can move there from the problem to the solution. And it's a very short, actually it can be a very short channel when all those ingredients, all those elements come in, you kind of bring them, you combine them and ensure that they are there all the time. You remain focused and ready not to give up. You have to be very resilient. Of course, you will get all sorts of people telling you, discouraging you. Even those who know that it's working, they just want to discourage you. So you keep fighting until finally you'll be there. So that's what motivates me. And basically, that's the approach I used when I was teaching these schools. Despite the challenges they were facing, despite the fact that the school is located in a remote area, despite the fact that it's under-resourced, myself, I saw something bigger than that, other than just the kind of the adversity. I saw victory, I saw hope, I saw, so much that can be achieved. I saw success, in short. And we work together. I use that approach to move away from that adversity into the kind of success. I don't want to say it's success. We are still working on the success to ensure that we still achieve more. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's very, very, very fantastic. So, there is always a room for more, and that's what you just said, because you can always do more. And I like the part that when you were speaking about some of the things that helps you to stay on top of the game, even when there are difficult challenges. You spoke about the power of right people around you. You spoke about networking. You spoke about being confident. You spoke about having a vision. Yeah. So those things. I'm just trying to summarize the points that you made, really. So yeah, thank you so much for that. We are going to ask the next question, which is one of the major things why you are here, really. So, but before then, let's just go to check out our partners. We have partners that support this project, and we are going to come back in a few seconds. Stay tuned. Okay, so you're welcome back. Thank you to all of our partners that have actually supported these projects, and we want to say kudos to every one of them. And if you want to partner with us too, and also you want to partner with Peter Tabechi to go more and to do more in whatever they are doing, please reach out to us. You can as well reach out to him via his social media handles, and you will do well to get in touch with him to support him to do more in whatsoever he's doing. All right, straight to the next question. Okay, so you won the Global Teachers Award in 2019, right? So that's a big one, even from that local area to the world. It's a global award, global recognition. I wanted to ask, how did you feel when this news came around? How did you feel? What was your disposition? What happened? Can you just share with us how you felt?
Oh, that's a good question. To me, I feel like, first of all, I was like amazed, and I felt like it's the most important thing that has ever happened. So to me, I felt privileged, honored, and I could not believe it. I could not believe it, even right on the stage, I remember even slightly before that, people were saying that they were suspecting it could be you, it could be, but then I could not, because I knew, here we also have other competitors, others who can equally be selected, and they were doing so well. So at times, someone may mention that just to give you, to make you feel more, make you feel confident and happy. I thought that's what they were doing.
Better. Yeah.
Yes. So, but then right on the stage, when it comes to the time to announce the recipient of the Global Teacher Prize, they announced my name. So, first of all, I was just trying to take time to reflect whether it's me or they have just mentioned someone else. And then after reflecting whether it's me, the next thing I was asking myself, what does this mean to me? I feel like it's like the whole world is now on me. It's like they are all pushing my head, and it's like could not describe the feeling. And I feel like it was the most honorable thing and a great privilege. And I was lost in words. I didn't know exactly what to do, and what it means for my school, for my students, for my country, for my continent, that's Africa. What does this mean? Trying to look at that in a bigger picture and trying to see what does this mean? Trying to figure out exactly. That's what was going around my head, and maybe I gradually came to embrace. I came to more of like acknowledge and accept. Yes, actually, I can say it's now almost 7 years, and I'm still like left in. Oh, still, did this really happen? Did it really happen? Even right now, I'm still like. I don't want to say that I'm fully into like acceptance. It's more of like, I feel like it's an honor, and it's something I feel like I should be able to use this to also inspire more other people, not only teachers, but the entire society, so that they'll be able to see the power of education, the power of teachers. Because that award was given to me because they want to recognize teachers and improve the status of the teaching profession. So to me, I feel like it's more of like, how can I also work with other people to make the society a better place, starting with the teachers, and then we'll then go on to improve, make education better, better policies in education, better educational reforms. You'll have be able to have better leaders in the society. I'm not saying that I'm the best, but then it's more of like we can work together to make the world a better place through education and through teachers, while the main implementers of many reforms designed in many countries, even across Africa. And then that time, I think people were so excited, and I saw people dancing. I saw a lot happening, and people coming to more of congratulate me and all of that, and not only my family but people from across Kenya, across Africa, and I think Africans were so much. The people were there, and they were from Africa were so much impressed, and it was a very great moment. And yeah.
Okay, so what you were saying was around how you felt about, when the whole thing happened, when they called your name, with your competitor, you have a lot of competitor, and then, it felt like, oh, I need to embrace it, and you also said that in the last 7 years, you are still feeling like, oh, I think this thing is real, at that point where you have to accept. So I want to ask if, what changes has happened to you as a result of this prize, this award? What changes that happened to you? What changes that happened to your school? What changes that happened to your community, as a result of this recognition?
Yeah, so it was a great honor for me to receive an award. So to me, it was a great privilege, and I feel like I was privileged than other people, but then I was more of like representing other people, other teachers, despite the fact that myself as an individual, because other people were able to identify themselves. It was motivating them. So to me, it was a great honor and a great privilege, which now helped to improve so much got to happen. I can say that like in the society, in my school, there's so much that happened. A lot, I can say a lot. Maybe I don't know if I remember a few things. So we all the time we having people visiting the school, partners and all that, and at the same time it's more of like a teacher is honored, and I think that feeling itself, it was a great feeling across not only my school but across schools, across the education systems in Kenya and Africa. That honor itself. So it's not just basically about me or my school. Yeah. And then also, if I may mention about my school, I can say that there's so much transformation in terms of infrastructure. We have more better classrooms, because I remember I used to talk about we don't have resources, we don't have when I joined the school, I remember struggling with the secretary, the school secretary, to use the only computer to type my work for, the students have project work and whatever their write-ups and whatever they have needs to be typed, and I have to type. And the secretary also needs to do the school work. So only one computer. So that back in the, those years, 2015. But then right now, that's changed, and we have so many computers and more classrooms, because many partners came forward to assist, and that helped a lot to improve the school infrastructure. We have more students getting scholarships, both locally, very good institutions and universities, and also abroad, outside the country, like example of what I've just made. The two students I've mentioned who are currently in the US. Actually, they are more than two students, so many students who are there. They just got those opportunities, scholarships, and so on and so forth, and other connections. Because all the time we are getting people coming there and making these connections, and so many opportunities were arising from that. And then we also had more students joining, because they felt like this is the best school, this is the the school of the top, the teacher has been recognized. So let us go there and see, and also be the students. So we got so much students coming, and so I think they were just impressed by that. So the school, the population initially when I joined was around 200, but right now, so I always speak, I think it's more than 900, around 800. That's, I don't know, triple, or I don't know 4 times or what. And then we had more partnerships and exchange programs, both within Kenya, partners from Kenya and outside the country. Myself personally, I think I had opportunities to travel. I've traveled to many countries. I've traveled to South Africa. I've traveled to Uganda. I've traveled to, I've traveled to, France. So many countries. Anyway, the list is more of like I've traveled to so many countries.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe I need to come to Nigeria and
we are open to receive you. We are very open to receive you.
So, but then
I want to ask again.
Yes.
Yeah. So this thing we are talking about, I think you have a different perspective to teaching. So being a teacher, what does it really mean to you? Some people take it as just a job. So let me just go and teach and just get my money and just go and all of that. So what does being a teacher really means to you? And this question that I asked just now will actually encourage other teachers, it will open their eyes to see different perspectives to just being a teacher, not just a casual worker that just go to school to just get money and just go off. So what does being a teacher really means to you?
To me, being a teacher is like you are someone who is like a destiny enabler. Destiny enabler. We have kids from different backgrounds with different dreams, with different wishes, what they want to achieve in life, and they are not sure. They are not certain what they want to achieve in life, and you are there supporting them, coaching them, mentoring them, guiding them, so that they can get there. They can get there, and you are the person who can achieve that, who can make that possible, because most of the time you are there with them. So to me, I think I see the role of our teachers that Destiny enabler, someone who really can change so many lives of so many people, and that's like even the entire world. And for me, it's more fulfilling, even by that fact. It's not just seeing it as a job where you just walk in class and teach and that is it. It's more than that. I think to me, that's what enabled me to do all of this, what I was doing, besides just my job description, but also get into these other activities. Actually, even beyond that, because I could spend even over the weekend, sometimes over the whole day, to be with the students, even to join them in their families, so that whatever we are doing, it has more impact. It has more, it has more impact. So it's more the heart, the compassion. It's not just about what the teachers knows. That it's not about the content delivery. That's important. Of course, you cannot avoid that. For you to be a good teacher, you need to be good. The same way I was a very good student, very good in mathematics and in physics, and I was able to do that. My students were able to do so well, like one of the private schools I used to teach before. But now I feel like what is more important, it's like what you do them that will make them better citizens, for them to have that a better future. it's not about just the knowledge. So if you look at it broadly, I think that's what will define a teacher. It's not just about the job. It's more. Actually, even if there are people who needs to be paid more as the teachers. And you cannot pay them exactly what what is equivalent to what they are doing, because they are doing marvelous work and wonderful work. And I respect teachers wherever they are. They are doing great work, and they need to do that and keep doing more and doing it better. And it's amazing work. And actually, this is the same thing that is making me even right now to keep more like I'm supporting teachers. With all the award and all what I've received, I just want to go back and be supporting teachers. Even my current program, the Peter Tabich Foundation, I'm more like supporting teachers because they're doing great work.
Okay, yeah, so we are going to speak about Peter Tabichi Foundation, right? We are going to speak about that so that people can see how they can support the foundation. All right, so but I want to ask, in Africa, what do you think are the biggest challenges facing education in Africa, and what will you suggest as the way to overcome it? What are the biggest challenges in Africa when it comes to education, and how do we overcome those challenges in your own way?
Okay. So across Africa, now that I've traveled to many countries, I just see that it's just the same. Of course, we have different contexts and all of that, but we all share many things. We have some many things in common. That's for sure. You cannot deny it. And one of the things I see is, unity. I see unity. People are united. I must also admit the fact that we have diversity, different cultural backgrounds. We have that. Even if we are people from different cultural backgrounds, there's some sort of cohesion. I think I was reading something about Ubuntu, some kind of, I don't know, philosophy or something like that. There's some cohesion, something that you rarely get it's so common in Africa, and we have strengths, and it's something that we can leverage on and we can be proud of. And even people from other continents, they admire about Africa. And I've seen it whenever I travel to those countries, is that they make you feel like it's so nice. And that's why at times I feel so proud to be African. Even what I'm wearing, I know it's African. I don't know from where. I don't know. It's not from my community or where, but I know what I'm wearing. It's African. So I feel so much connected to be African. But at the same time, we have so many challenges which needs to be addressed. And I think for us to address them, we need to come together. We need to be united, and we need to do away with our self-centeredness, our own interests. What is this that we are doing? If it's the educational system, are we doing it for the well of the children, or are we just doing it for their own interests? Are we focusing on the long-term impact, the outcomes, or are we just doing activities for the sake? Just like the previous question you asked me about if it is the teachers, you are just teaching as a job to get the salary. No. If we look at a bigger picture and think of how do we bring the impact, and how do we put aside our self-centeredness and our own interests, and work hard and get united and collaborate and partner, and other than like this person is doing this, another person in here is competing with the other one. It's more of like there's a lot of competition. So we move away from competition into teamwork, like, and so way of getting together. We leverage we leverage that diversity that we have, and I'm very sure in Africa we'll be able to move very far. At the same time, the other thing I can say that it's more of like we need to have we need to embrace the fact that we already have enough. We need not to say that we don't have resources. In Africa at times we don't have resources, and yet we can unite and use what we have. Just an example of what I mentioned about my school, and which had few resources, and in a remote area. That's an example. You can pick something from there. It's not about resources. It's more of like how the proper leadership. See more of like how I got good teachers. I don't want to say I'm a good leader, but I can say it's some more of like I was able to get closer to my other teachers, the school administration, the local community, the local leaders there, and everything went well. And you need to get someone who is like triggering, who is making it happen. And it all starts with the leaders. That's why you need good leaders. When we pick leaders, who really make good for the people, who supports humanity, who are very positive, who are not after their own personal gain and personal, developing themselves. So once you get that, you have a good leader, and then the people there who are like maybe myself as a teacher, so we're able to work so well, and you'll be able to achieve so much. So to me, it's more of leadership, proper leadership, and you need to be serious. And people know these things. I think people need to be serious and be honest, have the commitment to make the change. Don't tell me that people don't know. They know all of this. Some of them have degrees, have masters, and they have all the advanced kind of knowledge. But what's lacking, I tell you, it's more of like being honest and commitment. Being committed to implement this, put this into practice, and put their own self-centeredness aside, and have the heart, have the humanity. Let us remember that we are still human beings, and be able to see each other as a brother or a sister. I think to me that's what we need, and leverage on our strengths, which I mentioned at the beginning. I think there's so much that I can say, but for now, maybe I feel like I need to stop there, because maybe there could be other questions.
Yeah, and I mean there are a lot of things that you can also mention, and the bottom line is that as African, we need to unite, and we also need to make sure that we leave our selfishness, our being self-centered aside, and our leaders to take hold of the responsibility and perform. I think those are the lines that you told in your conversation, right? And that makes sense a lot, because for a community, or even for an industry to really do well, so the leaders need to be someone who is ready to pioneer, is ready to push, is ready to sacrifice, is ready to be committed in doing things and in driving things. And that speaks a lot. Yeah, thank you so much for that. So to wrap up this session, the aspect of being a youth now, what do you think that, as a person, as you look at African youth, what will you say that gives us hope as an African, looking at the future of African youth? I don't know if you can share a little light into what are the things you think is giving us hope for African youths at the moment.
Yeah, so when I say the youth across Africa, and when I look at my own, if I use the example of my own students, I say it gives me a great promise and hope that there's so much they can achieve. I've given you an example of my students and where they are right now. We have one who is a doctor in the US. And I remember is a lady used to tell me that I want to become a doctor, but she wasn't sure. That's just an example, of many other young people across Africa having many dreams. They have hope they are very positive about their future. So it's now up to us to turn those dreams into a reality, nurture their potential, put all the necessary elements in place, and better leadership, and give them all the support, better education. And it all starts with good education, quality education, not just education. You can just have education, I say, just doing for the sake, and people are going to the schools and teachers are teaching, and the head teachers are reporting, and business as usual. They are called just, and the inputs, outputs, just activities. But what is the impact? Let's see if we are really achieving something, helping these people all the time. They are gathering in an institution called a school. We are turning whatever they want to achieve into a reality, something achievable. Because when you talk to them, they'll tell you, I want to become a doctor. They'll tell you, I want to become a nurse. They'll tell you, I want to become a chef. They'll tell you, I want to become a driver. They'll tell you so many things. And they can really make our continent a better place. And they have solutions. Don't think that they don't have solutions. Give them the mentorship. I've given you an example of my students and what they did. And then just an example. There are so many other students. I could, if there was more time, I could have told you all of that. And it's not just my students. It's other settings. And remember, the example I'm using is these are students coming from a remote area where there are all sorts of challenges. So it's more of like, let's support them. They have so much that they can give. Let's unlock their potential. And if that is done, I tell you, Africa should be like, the best and one of the, one of the best place to live, the safest place to live, and the most, use that the way there's a lot of cohesion. It will turn out to be the best, like we live village, I guess, like in my country, there's wildlife and there's a lot of tourism. I hear the other places, there are minerals, there's gold. I guess in Nigeria, there are minerals there. And there's resources, is not, and then we are not using that. And then the young people are the people who will be able to address that. They are the people who are going to come up with solutions on how to harness and make use of this and come up with solutions. Let's give them support. And of course, if I may go back to my point I said at the beginning, it all starts with good education, quality education. And for you to have quality education, you need to have good teachers, and teachers, they need to embrace the fact that they are doing great work. Yeah.
Thank you for that. So just riding on that as we wrap up with this, the aspect of bridging the educational inequalities in Africa, using your own environment as a case study. So do you think that, or how can technology and sciences, how can it affect, how can it enhance or bridge the gap of every inequalities that we have in education? We talk about popular, and I know we have to talk about this question. AI is here. There's a lot of technological approach that we can use in helping educational system better. So are there ones that that you have implemented in rural areas, or how do you think some of these things can help us in the educational system across Africa?
Okay, so I think that's a very important question. And I said, that across Africa we have many resources, and we have all the kinds of, we have great talents. We have, even you talk to these young people and see what they are doing. Some of them are already, it's like they're talented. They just need someone to nurture them and they perfect them, maybe advance and get all that kind of expertise they need, all of that, the skills. But they are talented. That you can see, you can tell. They are, and so many of them. Unfortunately, when they graduate, they are there jobless, and they don't get opportunities to have better education, and they're just there. They're just in the village doing nothing. So what if we leverage? I think we leverage the fact that they have good talents, and then we improve our education system, especially in STEM. I'm not saying that others are not important. They are equally important. But then we balance, ensure that there's some sort of equity in terms of how we ensure that this is given focus. So if take an example of STEM, ensure that there's more support in terms, there's enough devices, technological devices, there's given more focus and priorities. Governments ensure that they have better internet, the students have access to the devices, they are well connected with the electricity, the labs are well equipped, so the students are able to have hands-on. So we leverage that, we'll be able to make STEM better. And then students will have more students training, doing STEM, including girls. Girls is forgotten. People say that girls needs to be, they are forgotten. Just go to the ground, you'll be able to see that in reality. We have many girls, yes, they are doing STEM, but when it comes to job allocation, recruitment, people don't want to believe that they can do great work. And yet, girls, when given the chance, you find that they can really do great work. I think we lack that trust that women, their role is just to be in the kitchen and, I don't know, doing some specific jobs. We give them trust. Yes, we're doing well in terms of enhancing STEM, but when it comes to giving them the jobs, we don't have the trust, we don't have the confidence. So we need to address that. The other thing that we also need to leverage is AI, which is artificial intelligence, which is already happening, but we need to catch up, and unless AI is really is going to go ahead of us. Because for teachers, I think myself, it's something that I use a lot, in terms of making lessons and ensuring my great work and all guidelines and whatever I'm preparing for teachers. It's something I use a lot. It makes my work easier. It's not like there before I used to strain. For now, what I do, I just get a sketch, my points, and then you do proper prompting. I don't know. I think teachers need to do much on prompt engineering. They need. I think some areas, I've seen some few areas are doing it, but I think that's something needs to be given, so that they know how to prompt it properly. Because AI doesn't know your context. The AI cannot come to where you are, like where I am. You don't know where I am. What is here? You don't know. You don't know what is that. Unless I show it. Myself, I know the context. So the teacher is the one who will give that context. So we leverage that in a proper way, in an ethical way. Not use AI in a negative way for our own negative. Something that's going to have negative consequences. We use it in a positive way, like in lesson planning and in all what we are doing, making our whatever innovative work better. We'll be able to see that happening. We'll be able to achieve much. We'll not be complaining about we don't have resources, we don't have the textbooks, we don't have this, we don't have the AI is just here. It only requires a teacher who has that who is ready to embrace, and you use it. I'm very sure you'll be able to move very far. And it's the most important thing is, it's It's not very expensive. Most of these, whatever AI, they are not very expensive. Like here across Africa, it's something which you can use. Myself, something I use without even subscribing. So it's not like, how do you get there? How do you know how to use it? So it means we need to have some more capacity building on teachers, and then the teachers will be able to have the same, apply the same on students. And the current generation, it's a generation that much into technology and digital. It's a kind of a digital kind of generation. So imagine you are a teacher and you are teaching without, you don't embrace that. And the kind of students you are teaching, this is who they are. Will you be able, okay, whatever you're teaching, I don't think that it will be relevant.
It's going to be a lot of challenges. Yeah.
So I think we need to be more, ensure that we are relevant and we keep learning, and we embrace the AI, and we ensure that we have more all the whatever differences like gender inequities, and those are addressed like in STEM, not only in terms of STEM education, but also when it comes to careers in Africa, especially I'm saying in Africa. You may not see it, but just go to the ground and in terms of career, that's when you'll be able to witness what I'm saying. But at the same time, know that we can get there. We have all it takes to get there. Yeah.
Exactly. We have what it takes. Thank you so much for that deep, explanation and some of the things that we can do to, make education better when it comes to technology and science. All right. I think you also mentioned something about prompt engineering, which I think I just need to mention. A lot of people use ChatGPT as an example, that they use it just like they just do a garbage in and garbage out. So they just want AI to do the work for them, and they copy and go and paste and go and use. That's not proper. That's not ethical. That's not the best. You need to treat AI as a collaborator, not as it's not just for you to just drop something and let it give you something and you use it directly. You have to use it as a collaborator. You have to think together, work together with it, so that you are giving something that is realistic and, very authentic. Sometimes if you don't do a proper prompting, you get something that is just generic. What the output you will get will not even match what you want to do. So there's a need for you to find a way to know how to write the right prompts, and of course you can also use that same AI to teach you how to write the right prompt. It will do that for you if you engage it. Okay, so let's just go out of that. I want you to speak to us about Peter Tabechi Foundation. What are the things happening? What can we people looking at us right now can partner with? How can they support and to make the world go viral and become better and impact more life? Yeah.
Okay, thank you. For me, about the opportunity to talk about the foundation. So Peter Tabechi Foundation is an initiative I've just started as a way of supporting teachers, because I know teachers are very important people and they need more empowerment, more support, and all of that. And it's something which more like I'm so passionate about, because I know when teachers are supported, and then they go on to support students, and then students will become better. So you cannot support students without, first of all, figuring out how to support the teachers. So that's why the Peter Tabechi Foundation comes in. And we have the first initiative called Teachercraft under that Peter Tabechi Foundation. So we support teachers through that initiative called Teachercraft, which empowers teachers to co-create low-cost curriculum-aligned learning resources and innovations, which seeks to address genuine classroom need. And there are so many teachers around the country in many different contexts who have great ideas, who are very creative. They are doing great work, great innovations. But now what happens is that the ideas just remain in classrooms. They are not being shared elsewhere, and they don't get the necessary support advance or to improve those innovations. So this is where the Teachercraft comes in. It seeks to more of like bring those teachers on the spotlight and see what they are doing, give them the mentorship, maybe the necessary training. So the other sessions, we have like 5 sessions, 1 session per week for 5 weeks, and then the sixth session is more of like in-person session, whereby they come together so that we see what they have done. So within these 5 weeks, you find that they have already done something, they have a video. So let's say, like what I've said I've done with my students, I document that in a video, 3 minutes, and then I upload that to the platform. So basically, that's what the teachers who come to these sessions, that's what they do. So they make short videos, and then that is it. We dig like the top ones, and then the top ones are now recognized and are given the support and all of that recognition. But the most important thing is that they remain in a community of practice. It's more meant to unite such innovative teachers who are very creative. It's meant to unite them, bring them together, so that the great work that they are doing is more of like given recognition. I'm very sure you must, even yourself, you must have seen teachers across in different countries in your country who are doing great work, and they try to walk around, they try to talk to people. No one is more of like recognizing their work, even if whatever they support they get is very little. So this is where we identify such teachers, and so far we have done like 2 cohorts. So right now we have the 2nd cohort, and we seek to keep support them doing more. It's more of like basically what I was doing at a personal level. It's more of like I want to use this platform to also mentor other teachers, because I feel like as a leader you need to not whatever that you know, the approach you use, and I don't know, pedagogy, not to keep it to yourself. So I try to more of like I'm mentoring other teachers, that really be able to have so many other teachers doing the great work and all of that. Basically, that's what the foundation is doing, and the courses are free. The moment is starting with the Kenya, but then with time, I hope it's going to move to other countries. So just starting small, and then maybe with time, I'll be able to scale that to other countries and across Africa, because I feel like, as I said at the beginning, what we need in Africa is unity. Even the teachers need to form, working groups, professional, called the professional learning communities. So something where teachers are doing the same thing, and they unite, they learn from each other, they mentor each other, they're like peer mentors or something, they learn from each other. That is it. So not only teachers, just across Africa, we need to have that. And then of course we need better leadership, leaders who are into having an impact, producing an impact, not just leaders who are just doing it, activities and outputs, and just because they know at the end of the month they are going to get something, they are going to pocket something. Leaders who have a long-term vision, something which can even continue happening even when they are not out of the office. Yeah. So basically, in short, that's what this is all about the Beat on the Beach Foundation.
For any Kenyan teacher that wants to join, is there any criteria? Maybe there is the age, there is number of years we have been a teacher, or whatever. What's the criteria for joining, and how can they join the next cohorts? Yeah. Is there a link to it or something? Just let us know.
Yes, there's a link, but this at the moment, as I told you, it's more of like a small scale. It's focused on the teachers in Kenya. But with the time, I'll be able to make it, because it's something I'll really look forward to ensuring that moves across Africa. So yes, at the moment there's a link, and so this is what maybe to respond to what you have asked. It's more of like teachers in primary school, ECD, that's pre-primary level, and then lower primary, upper primary, and also those in middle school. And then, of course, even in high school, but not in the universities. But maybe for now, it's just the best education system, right from the pre-primary to secondary school level. And then teachers who join are those who are like novice teachers, but those other teachers who are also passionate in innovation and all of that, they can join. So it's not just restricted to a certain age. It's open to any age. But normally, what I normally say, it's like those teachers who are just joining, they normally prefer. I think it's because of they're much into technology. The young teachers are much into technology. That tells me something that, these young teachers, they are much into technology. Even it is something that we also need to do. Even the other teachers, older teachers, they also need to be, we need to change our mindsets that we need technology, because if we don't embrace technology, then the kind of young people that we are teaching will not be able to, it will not make sense. It won't be relevant to them. Yeah, so basically that's a criteria. It's open to any age, any teacher, and then it's pre-primary to secondary, and then what else? At the moment is Kenya, but then eventually it will be continental, it will be within a few years. And then, that's what I can say.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So we would like to, probably in this video, we would like to attach the link to the, to join, for every Kenyan teacher, because this program is being watched across Africa, different countries, even including Kenya. So any Kenyan teacher that really want to, partake in this kind of community, they can also go through that link. So we'll leave it in the comment section. All right. In the description of this video. All right. Thank you so much. So we have come to the end of this session. Do you have any final words before we go today? For every teacher out there, for every Nigerian youth out there, for every citizen of this continent. So do you have any final word to everybody?
Mine is just to thank you for this opportunity to share this my journey with you, and the most important thing is just to know that teachers are very great people in the society. Let the society, have that in mind. Consider teachers supporting teachers on how to improve their working conditions, making teaching a good profession, and also improve education, allocate more whatever funds to education system, so that we'll be able to have a better quality education. And also other people, other partners across from other sectors, they can also join to improve education by contributing in different ways. Can partner with the people in education to improve education and also to support teachers. Another thing I can say is that in Africa we have great talents, talented young people. Let's give them support through education. Ensure that we have quality education in Africa, across Africa, and that's the same education that's going, to improve, address all the challenges that we are facing as a continent. Let's not see our continent as less important. Like, those developed countries on the global north are better; they are ahead of us. Let's see great much in us, and that can be done by really working hard, having good leadership, having vision, having passion, and making teaching profession a very respectable profession, and yes, working together. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate. And with this, we have come to the end of this session. And if you are just wondering what's happening here, so this is Afrique Project. Afrique Project aims to bring people who are doing amazing things across Africa into the limelight. We support them in terms of visibility, and also help them to get to the point where people that want to support them can see them. All right. So, and today we have no other person than Peter Tabichi, who is from Kenya, and I think that's Nakuru from Kenya. So he has done a lot of amazing things, from classroom in a local environment to winning the Global Teacher Award in 2019. That's a lot. That speaks a lot. Somebody from a rural area teaching and impacting knowledge to children around that area selflessly. That's the caption. That's the main thing. He gives over 80% of what he earns to these students. And that's a lot. That's a lot of sacrifice. And one of the things that we have learned today, not just to go to classroom to get paid. You bring so much value such that those people you are teaching can become a better citizen and somebody better in life. They're able to get to the place where they really want to be. And of course, Peter said something about teachers. He said teachers are vision, destiny enabler. Yeah, that's the word he used. Destiny enablers. Don't just see yourself as somebody who just come to classroom and just teach. At the end of the month, I get my pay and just go. It's more than that. You are enabling a destiny. You are helping it. You are building a destiny. So it has to come with so much sense of responsibility, humility, sacrifice, and knowledge. All right. So thank you so much for joining us today. This is Afric Project, sponsored by African Pride, and we'll see you on the next episode. Do well to subscribe and share this video. Thank you so much for joining us today. Bye-bye.